this class. Hello there, Jasmine. How are you tonight?
Good evening, teacher. Today I'm pretty good. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Yes, good to have you here. So for today's class, let's take a look at what we will cover. For this lesson, we're going to focus on memorable events. In this lesson, we have 6 images: graduating from school, getting a first job, welcoming a child, getting married, buying a house, and traveling abroad. So, can you tell me, have any of these things happened to you?
Yes. I had graduated from a school and got a first job.
Okay, so yes, so you graduated from school and you got your first job. So, can you tell me, out of those, which one was the most memorable and how did you feel when this happened?
I think the most memorable to me is my graduation from university. I remember I felt very happy and glad because I got the high score and a good degree.
Oh, nice. That's fantastic. So you were able to get a good score and you got a good degree. So this would definitely have helped you. So that's what we'll talk about today, memorable events like this. And in this lesson, we'll discuss the positive and negative emotions that people might feel with this. And we'll also talk about some memorable events in your life. So look at this woman. This is Anna. She just started a new job. How do you think she feels? So what kind of emotions do you think she encountered? And why do you think she felt this way?
I guess she felt thrilled because she she started a new job and she could experience new things and meet new colleagues.
Yes, that's right. Experience new things and meet new colleagues. I agree with you there. So it was maybe a good experience for her. Now let's see another situation. So now we see she is arguing with a friend. They're both arguing. What kind of emotions do you think they encountered and why do you think they felt this way?
I guess they felt angry and confused because when they argue with the other, they also had different opinions and they will give give um, they will persuade each other to agree to their opinions.
Yes, I completely agree with you there. That's very true. So they will try to persuade one another. So that's one thing that we can also add here as well. So definitely more of a negative emotion than the first one. Now let's see here. What emotions do you see in the pictures? In the pictures, we see 6 different emotions. What emotions do you see in each picture, Jasmine?
Picture one, I see he is stressed. Picture two, she seems grateful. Picture three, uh, he feels excited. And picture four, mm, I guess he feels determined. Determined. Picture five, mm, hmm, she sees stressed. teacher says, um, confused. No, anxious.
Oh, yes, close. Anxious. Yes. Okay, so I think you did very well here. I think that you got a lot of these correct. So which emotions have you encountered before? And when was the last time that you felt this way? So what about you, Jasmine? Have you encountered these emotions? If so, when?
Um, the last time I felt stressed, confused, and upset at the same time was last year when I worked in the old company. The reasons I felt that way was because I had to work overtime every day, and my work was always urgent and risky. It affected to my health negatively a lot.
Yes, I see what you mean. So, like you said, these kind of emotions affected you negatively. It even affected the work. So, here we focused on more of the negative emotions. So, I think that you described it well. Good use of vocabulary here to describe the emotions. And your grammar range was also fantastic. You could read and use all of the words well. Pronunciation was also great. I loved how you self corrected. For example, earlier you said determined and then you quickly changed it to determined. So that was actually very good. And you completed the task here with excellence. So that was a good practice. Now, let's talk about a memorable event in your life. We have an opening, a main part, and an ending. Here you can briefly introduce this event. Mention the most important activities or moments of the event. Talk about how you felt and explain why it was memorable to you. Now, for this, I'm going to give you 30 seconds first just to prepare your ideas, and then after you can share it with me. Okay, so the timer is on now for 30 seconds to prepare.
Suburb, suburb, suburb,
Supper.
Okay, so the time is up. So when you're ready, you can share about a memorable event in your life, Jasmine.
Okay. One of the most memorable events in my life was when I was 22. Uh, the, the highlight of this event was I traveled back to Hanoi by motorbike with my older sister. We had been in a serious accident. Firstly, our journey began smoothly without any issues. However, as we reached near the city center, something happened unexpected. We fell off when a truck passed us. I found myself completely terrified, in pain, unable to move. Next, bystander uh, called for taxis to take us to the hospital. I underwent surgery for my injuries, while my older sister was fortunate to have only minor injury to her foot. It was the most memorable event because this was the first time I had in a such serious serious accident, and after the accident, I felt very grateful as I recovered completely.
Yes, I see. So memory, very memorable, but because of maybe how traumatic the experience was. So I think that you were able to describe this appropriately. It does sound like it was a very stressful, difficult experience to go through. But I think you did well here with the way that you could describe the situation and how everything went down. So that was very clear. I think great use of sentence structure here. You used the simple past appropriately, and you were able to use appropriate linking words to link it together. It didn't sound like there was unnatural stopping and starting, which is great. It sounded like it had a good flow as you were speaking, so it sounded like a legitimate story that was easy for me to understand because of the way that you described it. And you used a lot of different grammatical features in your description. So this, I believe, was actually a good practice. Okay, but for now, let's go off here to general feedback. And again, great job here in all areas. I just kindly recommend taking a note of any of the words or phrases that you felt was useful, and then just use it again in your future classes just to help you to remember it. But yes, this was a nice practice. So I believe that gives me to the end of the lesson. Let me see here if there's any useful tips. Oh, just a second. I just want to check if there's any useful tips for me to add. Okay. Okay. So here's some useful tips. It says write a journal for good mental health. Here we can help us to reflect on some of the emotions that we were able to talk about. A good tip for this is that it could include anything, like you could talk about your day, your emotions, your thoughts, or your goal, or the things that make you happy. And here you could spend a few minutes on it every day. Use your smartphone if that's easier than a book, or even listen to music if that helps you relax, or draw if you want to. Creativity is good for this. So these are some other helpful ideas for emotions, which we were talking about in this lesson today. But yes, this was a good practice. Overall, you spoke very fluently, and I was impressed by your ideas. So we still have about a minute left. Do you have any questions about this before I say goodbye? Any questions?
Um, Let me see. I think I have no questions.
Wonderful. That's good to hear. Well, thank you so much for a fantastic lesson. I really enjoyed working with you. I hope to speak with you again next time. Please keep up the good work. Take care and see you again soon. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. Goodbye.